a restaurant has a grand opening, the biggest issue that every new restaurant has is it opened too early. They weren't ready, right? And then your first experience there, all of a sudden you tell all your friends, I tried the new restaurant, but let me tell you, the service was horrible. The food took forever. The drinks weren't right, whatever the case is, right? And that may be the only time you ever visit that restaurant. So a dealership's no different. We were open Monday morning at 8 o'clock. We needed to make sure that we had everything possible to be as smooth of an operation, because there were still some people that Monday could have been their first time ever coming here.
This is the Healey Brothers Show.
Before we go into the Hyundai movie, you guys want to watch some Hyundai construction videos?
You know, I was hoping you were going to do that.
Yeah. Hold on, so you're gonna talk about introduction first, or are you just gonna get right into it?
You can introduce as you want to look at this.
Well, you gotta be it. You're the one that leads the way here, so let's get it going.
All right, so we're talking about how the move went for Hyundai, right? So obviously you were very involved with it. That's what this episode is about, is how the move went, how it's been working out of it so far, like operating out of the new store. How many weeks has it been, James?
We're just about to complete our second week of being in the new building.
Second week.
Yeah. Okay. And we got Mr. James Barrett, the general manager of the giant Hyundai facility.
This is just
feels like it was yesterday.
When it was under
construction. Oh, God, the building's still up. We're still working on the prep building.
November 18th, 2022.
I remember like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I don't remember like it was yesterday.
Look at the cars up there.
Now think about how many cars are up there.
Too many.
Yeah.
You know, they did a pretty damn good job putting this thing together, let me tell you.
When did it start, the construction? If this was November, they already were.
That's a good question. I'd have to get fact checked.
Yeah, I'm going to say March.
Oh, that's the Hyundai guys there. It had to be warm out because, well, Dill's got a T-shirt on.
So this is the shop at least has like the beams and everything up and some of the roof.
The CEO of Hyundai when he came to visit.
Is April 6th. This is
the building. 13th. The other building's still up.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
The other building only went down.
I forgot.
8 weeks ago.
That was only 2 months ago. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize.
Was it that close?
I think so. Yeah.
And then I think this is it finished.
I mean, it's all a blur now. Once it's up, you kind of forget. Yeah. It took multiple years to get this finished.
Yeah. Well, that's it finished.
I mean,
that's everything.
And we moved in lightning speed too.
I think this was day one of it open. January 24th, was that day one?
Yep, that's day one.
Yeah.
I mean, we moved in. It has to be the fastest moving ever.
I talked with some of I think it was your technicians, and I spoke to you about this the other day. How long did it take to move service and parts? How did that go?
We moved it in about 11 hours.
11 hours.
Yeah. We had a full team here
This was our first meeting in here, by the way. This was yesterday.
Look at that.
It's an official media room.
Yeah.
It
was official.
Here.
Oh, I gotta hide the dump.
Need some wall art, maybe some plants.
He's got some wall art.
Yeah, we got some wall stuff coming.
Yeah.
I want to put a window in here somehow.
Well, I told Matt about that, and he goes, "It's either a TV or a window." I said, "We need a TV."
TV, and then you just make it look like it's outside.
Oh, like my dad in his old office, where he put palm trees in his Chevy office. Yeah. That guy.
All right, so back to the move with parts and service.
So we had a full team here. In order to move technicians, you need to have basically flatbed tow trucks here. And you need to have a bunch of them because you're moving 17 toolboxes that weigh, I don't know, 1.5 tons each. You know, so we had to move all the technicians' tools out, maybe 3 or 4 at a time. Take some time to load it, unload it, just restart it. But the bigger thing was we had an entire parts department with, $1 million worth of parts inventory that had to move same day. And then our racks didn't show up on time, so we had.
Did I hear yet?
No, they're still
not here.
So we had to take all the racks from the others from Ford, disassemble, reassemble, and somehow figure out how to do it before Monday morning. So they did a really good job, somehow keeping everything in order. We from a fixed ops standpoint, so for service and parts, somehow we were open Monday morning, as if we were here for.
Yeah,
months.
That was one hell of a move, and some guys they said, we're going to get this done. We were closed on Saturday for service. They came in early. I couldn't even tell you, like super early, and they just got right to work and got it done. They were super excited though too. I mean, they get to go to a state of the art facility from down the road. And I mean, Phil even went today. He goes, I go back and I go in that facility and I go, wow, we were actually operating at here at this high of level. It's like impressive. So
Incredible. It's still not as incredible as the Kia move from where it started to where it ended.
yeah, you got two moves.
You
I don't even know what the Kia store looked like. The one in
It
Windsor.
was like a garage with some desks in it, and then we made it work.
You know the old Mitsu facility,
Yeah,
about that big,
really.
but with a showroom that looked like it was gonna fall down.
Yeah, Mitsu was more modern by about 50 years.
Just think about it. It was at the Five Corners of Walden. It was next to a
Vales
Vales
Gate.
Gate. Sorry,
A
it was next to a Blockbuster at one point. So just think about that area.
Yeah. Well, that's funny you say that. That's pretty good.
What year was the Kia move?
17, 18, or 20, excuse me, 20, no, yeah, 2017 or 18.
No, I think it was no. That couldn't have been it. It was earlier than that. We'll get some facts here.
I would be surprised if it was.
I want
that, 'cause
to
was
say it
working
was right when I got out of college. So I would say like 2015, 2016. That sound about right?
No, I think 17 was the year.
Well, James, his age is actually 29. He's been through 2 moves, so his age is not. That's why he lost all his hair.
Yeah.
5 years older than me. Wow.
A little,
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit more than that, but
Yeah, I always forget you've been through 2 moves.
yeah. But you know, when you move to a new store, it's like the same thing as a restaurant. When a restaurant has a grand opening, the biggest issue that every new restaurant has is it opened too early. They weren't ready, right? And then your first experience there, all of a sudden you tell all your friends, I tried the new restaurant, but let me tell you, the service was horrible. The food took forever. The drinks weren't right, whatever the case is, right? And that may be the only time you ever visit that restaurant. So a dealership's no different. We were open Monday morning at 8 o'clock. We needed to make sure that we had everything possible to be as smooth of an operation, because there were still some people that Monday could have been their first time ever coming here. So we assume that everybody's been here more often, a few times at a minimum, and that's not the case. That Monday, first day at the new store, could have been, I don't know how many people's first time visiting us. And, we can't afford to make that first impression anything but perfect, whether it's on that Monday or now it's almost 2 weeks in. And over the next however long we're open, there's going to be a first-time visitor. It's got to be perfect. So I think we did a fantastic job as an entire team, because the entire team got together and helped make this happen. And even the IT was there the first couple days, or they're at least the first week. But first day we had a lot of IT issues like you would expect, but they were here to help and get things done, and almost to a point where it was flawless, where customers wouldn't even have noticed that we haven't been open for a long time. So we did an incredible job.
Yeah, I mean, the one Sunday when you, James Jr. are the third, right?
Fourth.
Fourth.
He's the fourth.
James the fourth.
He's the fourth.
My brother were here on a Sunday, and this lady comes up and she goes, I don't know how you guys are doing it, but here's my car for drop off.
Yeah.
Please have someone call me in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, she was like super excited. The new facility. She had 2 Palisades too.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it. She goes, I'm just gonna drop it off. Good luck with moving, but the place looks absolutely beautiful. It's just like, it's phenomenal what you guys are doing, and just like left. And
that's what we're getting.
Yeah,
that's I mean, every day we walk through service, I ask everybody how they love the new facility, and I of course they all love the most beautiful building that they can walk into. I don't care what brand it is. I mean, we have the newest and most state-of-the-art facility there is, no matter the brand right now. And having what initially would be considered a blue-collar brand, having a high-line facility, it really shows the value that the Healey Brothers has put into this, to this idea that every single customer we have, no matter the brand, should have a luxury experience. So whether it's Lincoln, whether it's Hyundai, Kia, Chevy, wherever it is.
Our Mitsu facilities,
Yeah.
it has to be a luxury experience.
Yep.
Dylan always talked about, like, with Healey, like reinvesting within their facilities for the consumers. Really, it's part of the idea of it. So that's where this facility.
Yeah, it's mainly for our consumers, but it's also for our hardworking team members. They deserve a perfect facility to operate their job at the fullest they can. The best technology, the best, cleanest places to work, and they deserve it just as much, because they need to operate. They're the ones facing our customers every single day, and giving them that Healey experience that James harps on too. And that's what creates the customer loyalty that we always harp on, is customer loyalty. It's a lot better to keep a customer for life than trying to add new ones all the time. So
Yeah, well, that's contagious too, right? So you have a beautiful facility like this, And then we have our employees coming into a beautiful facility, and they're just in a better mood because they have a beautiful place to work. And then customers will come in and see a beautiful place, but if the employees, you can tell what kind of a place, and I'm sure we spoke about this a few times, the employees and the way that they carry themselves, and you can tell whether or not this person wants to be here or not.
Yeah.
You 100% know that they're just here waiting for the hours to go by so they can go home, or they actually enjoy what they're doing. And having a beautiful facility like this with employee amenities like beautiful lunchrooms and a lounge where they can relax and enjoy themselves. These are things that aren't everywhere, but they're here at Healey Brothers.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you could also see it the way just the dress, the way they hold themselves, their heads up high. They're proud to come to the location. Not saying the other location was bad, but it was getting tired and needed an update. And they're proud to come here. They're proud to say they work at Healey, which is awesome. They're so thankful to be a part of it. Like the technicians, every single one I see every morning.
They
morning
have
is
the biggest upgrade out of
yeah,
everyone.
they're like, thank you. Like now they have high tech stuff all over. And I mean, Sal, I think, is in heaven because he got to be a part of the process of like, hey, what do we need in the shop? And he's speaking on behalf of technicians. Like, how cool is that? You get to make decisions, be like, hey, no, we need this over here. It's more efficient for these guys over here. And it was a long process.
There's
awesome.
no longer Victor's Automotive. Is that what you guys joked around and called it?
Oh, the other store was.
Oh, yeah.
When Victor's just by himself in the whole Ford store with however many apprentices.
Well, he's doing a great. I mean, the program worked out great because, he has some people under him that he's teaching how to be the best technicians they can be.
I think I talked to him yesterday. He still has 3 apprentices at the moment in time.
Yeah, and that's a big deal to be a technician, being able to be trusted to train other people. I mean, that's a big deal. We put a lot of trust in him to be able to do that because the future of our company, especially when it comes to service, is these newer technicians that are entering the service world, and they can end up really anywhere. They'll probably take they might take the first job that's offered to them. But that place, if that ends up being a toxic environment or not with the right people, not with the right dealer, not with the right teachers, I've seen people, whether it's in sales or service or parts or wherever they make the case may be, and they end up working for the wrong people, and then they get just upset with what a bad choice they made. And they might get completely they might just leave the business altogether. So with technicians especially, I mean, there's less and less people coming out of trade schools now, which I'm hoping it's going to turn because I feel like there's a ton of jobs out there and tons of opportunities for people.
And it's great.
That are really
great
living
living
jobs.
Great living.
So, it's important to us to have that name out there that when somebody says, hey, I'm a new technician or I'm a new salesperson, where should I go? We want to take that opportunity and show that person how great this business can be, no matter which of the whether it's service or parts or whatever the case may be. How do we make them the best they can be with the best environment? And that'll trigger them telling friends or people they went to school with or anybody that says the word car. That's what we want with our customers. And that's also what we want and need with our employees.
There's nothing better than a referral program and word of mouth. Like it's the strongest way to market and get people to come here.
Yeah. I mean, that's great. When somebody comes here as an employee, especially from another location, and then they say, I got some friends that want to come here. And then they're going by what that first person has seen. This place is a great place to work. It's way better than the place I was at. I want to do the right thing and grab people who I love at the other store and allow them to enjoy themselves here in a job that we really love, but maybe didn't love it as much because of the environment we were in.
And that makes the team and the bond a lot closer too. When you start bringing pieces of the puzzle that get along, they work together. They're a little competitive with each other because we know that the friends that love each other, but they can be competitive. Those are usually the best ones. They want to get better. They want to grow the group and the team as a whole.
Yeah. Well, somebody else's success very rarely in our business ever prevents somebody else from earning.
Yeah.
Right? Just because somebody else is selling a ton of cars or doing a ton of service, it doesn't prevent someone else from being able to accomplish that. It's not that type of dynamic. So when you see somebody that's successful, emulating them and asking, hey, how do I do that? How do I get to that point as fast as possible? There's no reason for somebody not to want to help somebody get there because it doesn't affect anybody monetarily in a negative aspect and a negative way. So I think that's really the culture that we've always had in all the stores. And,
yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. So with a new store as well as a great culture, we've had so many applications for so many different, so many, even jobs that we're not even searching for currently. So, it's nice to be able to have that bullpen in the event as we grow, we're going to be able to pick and choose the best people that will, follow our culture and benefit our customers.
Yeah, and we also had to add to our employees too. Obviously, the facility is bigger, so we had to add technicians. So we're always trying to find technicians. I shouldn't say we just had to add, and then also we added some. If you want to touch on those customer facing jobs we had, so now we really have this. I'll let you touch on it. So.
Oh, you said this to me. Is this the new concierge team?
Yeah. So that's yeah.
No
Touch on that a little bit. Our new little click we
Our
have
new
going on
endeavor?
here. Yeah,
Our new endeavor. And
That seems to be phenomenal so far.
I'm excited about it, and it took us a long time to kind of just make sure we're going to do it correctly. And again, this might not be earth-shattering, but it's not something that you hear a lot of dealerships having, which is a department that is literally strictly there for customer satisfaction throughout the ownership process of their car, and whether they bought it from us or not. We're going to have we have a team that touches base periodically, verifies if there's anything that's needed, that the customer needs when they arrive here, whether it be for, let's say, for example, a service appointment. We'll call the day before, verify that everything is scheduled properly, but more importantly, what can we do upon your arrival to make your experience visiting us as perfect? So that might be, for example, hey, you know what? I wanted to test drive one of the new cars that are out. I don't have that much time. I'd like you to have that car out in front for me to have a test drive as I drop my car off. That's great. We'll have that set up ahead of time. Or, hey, I wish I knew a little bit more about how this infotainment system worked. I think I have it, but I think there's a couple things that I might want to learn a little bit deeper or get some deeper knowledge on. Great, we'll have somebody waiting for you when you arrive to be able to review that with you. Or, hey, you know what? When my car is there, I've been kind of thinking about maybe replacing that car. Would it be possible to have the vehicle professionally appraised while it's in service to make the most of the time? So these are just a few examples. And then in the event anything is missed or somebody's on vacation, we have a hotline to call, and this concierge team will get together with either the salesperson or the management team in order to get things done, regardless if somebody's out sick, unavailable, whatever the case may be. They have a team that's strictly for Healey customers to make sure that the experience is perfect at all times. So it's taken some time to put together what we're going to ask for, when we're going to call, how we're going to make those calls, how we're going to keep track of them, how we're not going to miss anything. And I think we finally, we deployed it. We're ready to go, and we've been doing it now for a week. So it's a little bit premature to talk about how great it is, but I can't see anything negative by being able to have these great touch points with our customers to make that.
I mean, it's a phenomenal support team. I think the first thing you said to me this morning when I saw you were like, God, I love this concierge team. It's phenomenal.
How many people are on the team?
Three. We have three on the team.
I mean, I called them. I was like, we could even call them the customer loyalty specialists, because they're really a support team.
Do we not have a specific name for them yet?
No, they're the concierge.
I call them the Healey Hyundai concierge.
I mean, they handle everything, like from service to sales. They're supporting the sales staff every single day, and it's also a relief for the sales staff, because they're like, okay, my job is to help this customer as much as I can, but now they have extra support to really make sure everything goes smooth. And
well, they're hand in hand.
When I heard it, when you first said it to me, I was like, oh, I think that's phenomenal here. I think it's a great idea. I mean, what's better than that?
And they're introducing themselves at the delivery of the new car too. So we're calling our service customers as of now, but we're also filtering in that every time somebody buys a new car, they're being introduced to one of these three team members. So they're helping them get their insurance set up. They're helping them with their, going over the vehicle as product specialists. Then they're explaining, and that's an opportunity face to face to be able to explain, this department is there for your use. Here's the number. This is who you call. We're going to be here. I'm one of the three members. One of us are going to call you when it's time for your first service appointment. Or, hey, did you have an issue with what timing that you were able to get a service appointment on? Well, call us. We'll figure out a way around it to make sure that it's convenient for you. And this is what people are looking for. You can spend your money anywhere you want. What is separating us? We have a beautiful building. We have amazing employees that love doing what they do. And now we also have one more thing on top of that to show value as to why do business with us. We've invested with extra team members that every store doesn't have in order to increase the chances that you're going to have a long time, a great ownership experience with your vehicle. You got to have differentiators when it comes to any business, and we're always trying to figure out a way to do that, so we can just move and separate ourselves even more from any competition.
Now, I know there was would you say two different big processes outside of the concierge team that you guys have really had to change with the store. one of them was that now there's actually vehicles in the showroom, so that's a big difference for the sales team with how they're going to handle
That sounds bad to say. There's actually
No, this
vehicles
is
in
what
the
James
showroom.
mentioned to
Well,
me the other day though that had to change their process now though, that when customers come in to meet with the sales team, that there are vehicles in the showroom now for them to show and go over.
Well, we could have had cars in the previous showroom. Just
You did at some points.
Well,
Well,
the
you
amount-
change it to those tables.
Yeah, but the amount of salespeople that you have in that building, we outgrew the building a long time ago. But we need to make sure the sales team and the customers have enough space in order to do what they need to do while they're in there. If we added cars in there, it's gonna. If you don't have claustrophobia,
You'd be sitting in the car. You'd be working in the car.
Correct. Yeah. So now that we have, we're able to change the image, change the what things look like in the showroom now. Hey, we might have different cars depending on what specials there are. We can take, really nice certified pre-owned vehicles or any vehicle and put them in the showroom now, and have more people get their eyes on these cars that they may not know that we sold. Sometimes putting off-brand items, close to or inside the showroom brings another set of eyes to that as well. We have F-150s here. We have Ram 2500s. We have Explorers. We have all these other
Subarus,
vehicles, not
like
just Hyundais. Yeah, and I know every store that we have obviously has a mixture of vehicles, but I think from a consumer standpoint, they don't recognize that we service and sell every brand there is, and they could all be serviced with us. So having those opportunities to get some eyes on things that maybe everybody doesn't necessarily know we have does help quite a bit as well, and also gives customers a comfort to be able to say, hey, I want to look at this car, and it's cold out or it's raining, whatever, and we have a nice place for them to see those things. So
The customers don't get cold or wet anymore at this facility. That's for sure.
No, that's with another one that you mentioned to me, is that one step in the process for service is that now you have service,
This might be one of the best parts, if not the best part of the
which is
facility.
obviously it's the biggest one that we do have too out of all the stores. Was it three bays, right?
Great.
So the service drive is important because you're right. We want to spend time with our customers once they arrive, and getting inside of a climate controlled room, out of the elements, to be able to review their vehicle, ask them some questions, take a look at some things that maybe they don't notice, because we don't notice things on ourselves all the time because we see ourselves every day. We look at our car every single day. So by having the opportunity to spend that time with that client, we might get some more information from them as to things that we need to do in order to make their experience of ownership even better.
Yeah, and also we're using technology now on that drive, so people are getting they get to see their car drive over and get the tread and all that stuff right off the bat. Like, they know we're using high-end technology to serve the customer the best. So that's another thing that we didn't have with the other drive. It was a crowded. That other drive, I don't even know if you can call it a drive, but
that takes time.
It was a cluster. Yeah,
that takes time away. By doing certain things faster, like knowing the tread depth. Not just that one time for a customer's car, but again, being their doctor, where we're going to be able to see what it was last time, what it is this time, what are the wear patterns, how quickly can we expect that they're going to need a tire replacement due to their driving habits, making sure it gets done promptly instead of, hey, it might be too late for that to be done next service because of how their car has, how their driving habits are. That's just one example. Alignments, we're able to tell an alignment is on or off as they drive in. That used to take some time to check. Now we don't have to do that anymore. They know those two things immediately, and again, we can keep records of that each time. 360-degree camera footage as they drive in. So in the event, we can look at a car and notice if there was any damage on the vehicle previous, or if we damage something, we'll know immediately and take care of that. So these are things that increase speed. The advisors have they all have Surface Pros. They're all able to undock and walk into service.
Was the Surface Pro one thing that was added?
Yeah, the Surface Pro was added. It's significantly easier for our advisors to be able to be on their feet, walking around, doing things, and also having the customer basically ready to go for full write-up by the time they even get back to the desk. So that saves some time as well. So, and that's really what it all comes down to, is how complete is the service work, or how complete is our review of their vehicle. How quickly can we get it done? And how do we make the most of the client's time? These are things that are just extremely important. And, we're always finding ways in order to better that speed or experience, especially in service. It's a major, major part of our operation.
Yeah, I mean, also with all these updates and and training and all that stuff. It's part of our mission statement. We've updated our mission statement, and part of it's actually using upgraded technology and training to serve our customer, to keep them for life. So it's very important they have the best stuff. It also makes the customer experience better, makes it more accurate, which is very important. And it just saves time. Everyone's time is so valuable in today's world that if we could save time, make the experience better, have a place for them to hang out if they want to, like what's better than that? Like it's stress-free. It's a stress-free environment for sure.
My son wants to hang out all the time. He wants to come to work with me every morning.
James was a big help. We put him to work the one day.
He's ready to put in some time. Yeah. He's wondering if he can get his working papers at 9 instead of having to wait till he's 14 and start cleaning some cars. I said it might be a little while before you can do that.
Go ahead.
So with the service drive, like how has it been for the customers to adjust and get used to that we have this? Because when I can think of like PK Chevy, for instance, the customers just pull up to the drive themselves. So is that how it's been working here, that the customers are pulling up to the drive themselves, or are they parking and then the service?
So you're asking like kind of like we're asking like the flow of it. How is it moving?
So
how is it working? How's the customer adjusting to it, kind of a thing?
So initially, even though the garage doors are there, they're accustomed to what they did previously, which is bring the vehicle up, park, and be greeted by somebody and go inside.
I don't even know if they were doing that there. They're just leaving it.
No, they were waiting. I mean, we had enough signs up that says, please wait, and or with your vehicle, and then walk in. But each time someone comes in, they want to park. We have somebody, again, we have enough support now where we'll go let them know, hey, go ahead and drive in. You only have to do it once. They'll remember the next time. But again, it's something that you take for granted, that they look and think, oh, this is amazing. Doors open up immediately as I get closer. There's somebody with a warm smile greeting me as I enter the building. The visor comes out very quickly. So yeah, they're accustomed to, I hate to say it, but a lesser experience. And they loved servicing with us. We did a great job. They've continuously come back, and now this is like just extra that they see. This is just an extra bonus for continuing to be.
Like I said, that luxury experience, they're like, wow. Yeah. And the best part is, like, we treat Hyundai like a luxury, like that. They deserve it for all the time, especially the people that have been with us for so long. They deserve a facility like this to really get the enjoyment out of servicing vehicle and coming here and seeing this and seeing it. So
what is the true benefit of this Surface Pro, like you're saying, where they can be like on the go? I know the sales team has the Surface Pros as well. So I guess more specifically with the service department, like, can they like check customers in and out without them having to come to their desk? Like, can they go see them in the waiting room, check them in and out?
They can do everything that they were able to do on their desktop on the go. So they can they can go see a customer in the waiting room. They can be out in the shop updating information. They could send text messages to the customer while they're, upstairs having lunch. I mean, I can over exaggerate this, but literally anything that they were able to do at their desk, they're able to do anywhere on our campus now.
Okay.
I'm actually going to call it a campus.
Yeah, it is a campus.
12 acres now.
You have a
facility now. It's called a
classroom.
We had on Saturday, we had customers actually, we didn't even know they were here. They were up at the back lot because we couldn't even see them or anything like that. So we had to put up some signage because it's so big. It's so hard to maintain it.
I got them though. When ran up there in our beautiful new golf
carts.
Got it up there and brought them back down.
But it took you about 15 minutes to walk up there.
That's something you didn't have at the old store as well, was golf carts too.
No golf cart.
I don't know if it was like
we didn't really have much of a property there. We were pretty much all
really.
store.
Yeah, we were on, let's say, 3 acres. Now we're on 12, and it's a big difference, especially the way the road is. And
so now, have we really handled customers like that? Because obviously, like PK Chevy, other stores, like they'll, like for instance, Chevy's new car inventory is like on the other side of a small road. So they'll drive the customers up to that hill on the golf cart, make it easier, drive them back. Mm-hmm. Is that how the sales team is like?
Not really. I mean, we'll use other employees. We don't need to bring the customer up there. We do a great interview to figure out which vehicle we should be getting from the lot, and that's important too. Let's ask some questions so we find the right vehicle, and then we'll run up with maybe 2 employees to go up to the top.
So bring it down.
Grab the car, bring it down.
Okay.
And then set it up in an area where we can, depending on weather, we'll find a place that we can show them the vehicle so they know everything about it.
Yeah, we have a beautiful.
We have a whole nother thing. The delivery room.
Yeah, delivery. That's
a new process.
Delivery room is yet another.
James has already had some little tweaks on it to make it a little more homey and Healey-like, I would say. So if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, well, we'll be able to move that into listen, a lot of people love to share the experience when they have a really great one, right? Whether it be a Google review, whether it be some sort of social media. So, we have a beautiful place and comfortable area where we can go over all the, bells and whistles of their new car. And it also gives us a great place to be able to say, hey, we put a beautiful bow on the vehicle, take a nice photo with them that they can share throughout their social media as well, and tell all their friends about their great experience that they had. So we'll be adding some things in there that'll be more social media savvy, signage and things like that. And really more it comes down to what can we put in there to have fun with the customer.
I mean, what's better than getting a new car?
Just get a confetti cannon.
We can do all of that,
I'm sure you're going to do some pretty cool stuff. And also, it's another great spot for our sales team to really get in there, get a good look at the car, and just make sure everything's touched up properly. Because sometimes when you're outside, you can't get a really good look at the car, and there's maybe something a little they need to wipe up, or a little dirt wiped up on the side that they just want to wipe down quick, because it does come from prep. Even though it's all paved, it happens when it's raining and stuff.
We have all the cleaning supplies in there to touch
there.
cars up. And again, back to the concierge team. Another one of their responsibilities is to figure out and to make sure that we have a perfect delivery. So they're also going to be, another responsibility they have is to look the car over. We should have 3 sets of eyes on every delivery. The person who cleaned it, the salesperson, and now the concierge. 3 different perspectives. There might be something that somebody finds that somebody else didn't, and if we find one thing that could have been fixed, that's just one step closer to a perfect delivery. And it has to be perfect. It's the last thing that a client is going to have happen when they're here at the dealership, and it's going to be the most memorable. So we have to make the last thing perfect.
The really cool part about it is it's right outside all the finance offices. All like
the flow is great here. The flow is
the doors open
really
up
nice.
into it. When I did it with our first customer that bought a car, honestly, I didn't.
Oh yeah,
I didn't
that
even
video
know
came out
that
good.
the
We should show that
finance-
video.
Oh, I'd have to find it on the Dropbox.
It's fine. We'll have add it in after. It's a good thing.
I didn't
that you
even
did.
know.
First customer at the new
It
facility.
should be called first customer.
But what I was saying, also the concierge we have now, we built a nice little, beautiful little office for them to do. So they have
It's not little.
It's big. It's big. We are waiting for one more desk to come in.
Yeah.
This is in the delivery room. So I didn't know though that the flow was right from finance into the delivery room. I didn't even know that. So like I feel bad that I'm forgetting his name. He just walked, him and his wife came right out of finance into the room. So I think about it, you're even signing your papers, sitting down, and you're able to see your car while you're signing the papers, as long as we obviously have it clean before then.
And this is a great example. I mean, this client
Snowing outside, gross outside,
It
freezing.
was snowing.
the night before came in with his family,
Yeah.
and they looked at a number of different vehicles. And we gave a great experience as to why our vehicle was something to consider. And between the way that the family was taken care of by the salesperson, the vehicle itself, and then also the facility, really put them over the edge to say this is the place to do business. It was a competitive situation, and we won. And I'm really happy that he was nice enough to also do the video.
Yeah, it was-
and
Well,
be
when
our
I
first
walked
customer.
up, they were excited to actually hear like that they were the first customer, because that's why I asked.
Nikki actually closed them.
Can we do a video?
Nikki got him. He put him right over there. He's like, oh, that's the place. I get on camera now.
Our first customer, and they were all for it. They were excited to hear that they were the first customer to really purchase a car through our.
Well, yeah, I was telling Nikki, I was like, Nikki, just be there, or whoever it was. I was like, someone's got to be there all day. We got to get something on film there. It's exciting. Everyone's great energy going, so it's a necessity.
I can't remember the
I wish we got more of those. That's going to be another thing I think that you have the team trying to do,
concierge
right?
team.
Right? Working.
All I've been doing is brainstorming for 2 weeks. That's it. Every night, every day on the ride in, there's always something that we can do a little different.
Yeah.
I thought this new concierge idea would give me a little bit of, leg to.
Well, you were already thinking that part with the social media. And,
I'm
and the
I'm
video.
already on to the next.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
you're already thinking about that part.
No, I am. But I don't just throw the ideas out immediately.
Yeah.
I think about some scenarios.
How it
What could
work,
be a
who's
little-
good at it, yeah.
Yeah, what could be a little better? Would this be the best way to do it? If I don't feel it's the best way to do it yet, even though I want to implement something,
Then it's rushed. It's rushed, not right.
I'll wait until it's right.
You know who's actually pretty good at it? Who's good at getting on photos and does some good ones? Is Teddy T.
Teddy T.
Dude, he makes that guy has a great smile, and every picture he sends in, that person smiles ear to ear.
Yeah.
Like absolutely. It's like, I don't know what he's saying to make them laugh, but they're super excited.
Well, you got to show. Can you show a couple? I mean, he's always doing some sort of funky
I think-
smile.
Probably
Plus,
just go to our Instagram
yeah.
and probably find some.
he's one of the most lovable people you'll ever.
Well, we'll just show some
I'll
over.
have to add those in. I'll write
Yes.
Instagram on here. I know it'll take me a while to try to figure it out.
Yeah, but you got to add Instagram on there, Nikki. Like we're trying to be
yeah.
professionals here.
Yesterday I was trying to log into TikTok and
Also,
it wouldn't allow me to.
I do want to announce this is our first podcast in the new media room.
Yeah, you lied to Justin and Drew.
I know. I said they were going to be on the first one, but then James was like, we got to use the headphones. So I was like, we got locked.
It's my fault.
Yeah. Okay.
Drew
No,
and
but you're the
Justin,
first
it
one.
wasn't me.
Justin and Drew will be on the one when we finally get the logos in and all the other stuff and new desks. So
Yeah, the real
yeah,
official.
the sound on it. We got to add some other things because Nicky says that we need it. But sorry,
Longest XLR cords we can find.
a little sidetrack there. So let's bring us back in.
But really, in terms of operating, is there anything else that you can say that we've kind of changed since the new facility opened?
There hasn't been anything that completely had to change. I mean, we had a really great process there. I mean, you had to have an exceptional
James
process.
is the big. Let me just add this. And James is a huge system and process guy. The guy has got it down to a T because he's all about, hey, if you get off track, there's always something to go back to lock you in to get the job done right. So I'll let you add to it.
Well, maybe almost to a fault.
Yeah. So it's never for lack of that. And I think this facility just takes his process and systems and just really shows how good they are to really operate at a full scale in the right size facility, spaces and technology that help it out as well.
Well, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, putting the right team in place, you got to give so much credit to sports teams when they put together, trades and how the team works together, or who you thought was, perfect for the this position. They make a trade. They find out. Putting the best team on the field is a really important thing, especially in our business. You put the best team you can on the field. You give them great processes. You give them, great coaching, and it all makes everything else easier. What is that?
I think those are your garage. Those are the service drives. We got to get our soundboards, and those are service doors. Yeah.
I thought they were doing some construction work on the ceiling.
No. We got to get this sounded. But these pick up everything, obviously.
Yeah. So, but anyway, like I said, making all these changes and putting these things in place. If without the right team, it doesn't work. There's no way.
Well, if you ask Austin Spears, he's probably could be the best GM ever. If you ask him about his fantasy football team, so
is he win every year?
I don't know. But he thinks he is. He thinks he could still coach.
Yeah.
Thinks he could coach.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of his years on the field.
So I know we're getting to the end here, and I know it's one of your most important things. You always harp on it. You're a big leader of it. You absolutely love it, and know the importance of it is training and the new training facility that you've received here, and we built and you helped design, and how big it is. With the special TV in there. There's even a stage in there, so you could stand up and reach to the top of the TV. You could write on it.
Yeah.
We'll show up photos of that.
That was a great idea.
We had, yeah.
I didn't expect the stage.
Yeah,
but
it
makes sense because there's 5 rows.
So if you just
of
want to
seating.
talk about that and how training's going so far and what the crew thinks about it. And there's even a lounge in the back of it.
There is.
And a giant closet that we don't know what we're going to do with yet, but we have some good ideas.
3 feet wider.
Yeah. We have some good ideas, but we might have to just do like a little mini gym or something.
3 feet wider.
The
closet?
Oh, you haven't seen the back closet.
If the room was about 3 feet wider, it would have been perfect for a golf simulator.
Yeah.
But it's just
top salesman and staff. You have to
just narrow enough where it doesn't work. So we'll have
But-
to settle for a putting green.
Yeah. Oh, I think just a gym for the guys are.
Yeah, gym, putting green, same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
It works the abs, right?
Yeah.
So
But the training room.
Yeah.
So the training room. Listen, first, it's a beautiful space. We have a 90-inch touchscreen TV there that I use as also a whiteboard, which is great because I love to write as I'm coaching the team, more so I don't forget exactly what I just spoke about. But the engagement of the team when it comes to training, listen, some people will absolutely love it, and some people might not love it as much because it's just something different. We're not in high school anymore. We're not in college. I never went to college, but if I did, I probably wouldn't have missed it either. But making it engaging in a beautiful room with technology to make to be able to add to it. It's not just it's not the same as what maybe every other place that does it would be.
No, I get where you're at. There's obviously nothing like that. I've never seen a training facility like that or room like that. I've visited a lot of dealerships. I've seen a lot of them, but there's nothing like that that you see ever.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to imagine you've used it already, right?
Yes.
Who's using it this morning?
And so what was the team response to using that training room compared to whatever you used at the old school?
James is never going to leave this place.
Well, there wasn't, listen, there wasn't a lot of training before. So, I've been here now, 15 months, and the team has had 15 months straight of training. It's just what we do. It's just what I've always done. And you got to make sure you do that often. So, having knowing that there's no deviation from that being part of our daily or weekly plans, to have a better looking, more open space that's more inviting to do that training is appealing. And I think maybe it's just mental. We're doing very similar training that we always have. It's just in a more beautiful
It
place.
feels like you're in a football facility almost.
Did they make any comments after the fact, like, oh, I actually enjoyed this more?
Sure, they'll lie to me all day long. Sure, yeah, they love it. Yeah,
They probably just like the lounge and
yeah.
lounge in the back.
Listen, I try to make it as fun as I can. I mean, at the end of the day, we are a business, and my job is to make sure that they're putting the most effort and absorbing the most knowledge that I can give them in order to do their job at the best level. So whether they love it or hate it, at the end of the day, the purpose of it is to give the customer the best experience possible. So it's something that can't, what were we talking about? The 10 things.
Oh yeah. So we recently we'll touch on this quick, but we talk about 10 non-negotiables, or we're calling them like the 10 Healey sales commandments, kind of like 10 things that every manager believes that every salesperson should do, no matter what Healey store, if you switched them or new or anything like that. It's 10 things we do. So we've been talking about that a lot. And
a non-negotiable working here is to continuously be open to training.
Yeah, that's like a big one. So
it's non-negotiable. It's going to make all of us better.
Yeah.
It's not just because I love doing it. It's because the goal is to give the customer the best experience. So.
Yeah. And just make you better too. Like,
do you have a ruler to like smack on a table when they're not?
I would never have to do that. I would never. Not my style.
Yeah.
Not my style at all.
Hey, so I've been to a couple of James' training sessions. Everyone's pretty engaged. There's some pushback, but everyone understands that he's doing this to make them better, but also to give, like he says, to give the customer the best possible experience. He's learned a lot. He's turned a brand and store around. He's been through a bad a location that was a box into to a mausoleum. Now he did it again, and he tightened this staff up, and you could actually see the way they do their process in the store. It's very fluent. The customer seems like they are having a great time. I shouldn't say seems, and they really respect the training now. It was probably hard in the beginning. But I went up there today. Every single person, they didn't see me yet. Eyes locked on the board, taking notes, locked in, and just were ready to go.
I mean, it helps the fact that they started out being, having they're an extremely talented group.
Yeah, they are.
They've been doing a great job for a long time here. Not taking anything away from that at all. It's that makes things a lot easier when the talent is there. It's my job to make it engaging. It's teacher. Even when you went through high school, there might be some teachers that you remember and some you didn't. Some may have been really difficult, or some of them may have had a lot of care in what they were doing. But it's you can't just talk at everybody. You got to get them engaged, involved, make sure that they're prepared. The more prepared they are to come to these meetings, the more that they can add to it for the rest. And that has to be reciprocal. I'm willing, I'll put as much time and effort as I can to make them better. I demand the same thing in return. Spend some time, come to the meeting prepared, have things to take notes, whether it be, I was always looking for pads of paper, and now they're like, well, I do it on my Surface Pro.
Yeah.
All right.
I use my iPad for everything. I got 2 iPads.
See, I still write
for note taking, and one of them's for.
Nikki was like, "What do you do?" I was like, "I still write in a notebook."
Yeah.
I put notes in my phone, but I still have to write it down, or I'll just.
Well, there's a number of different ways to absorb information, and just listening to it is probably the least amount of absorption.
Well, don't worry.
It down, it increases that like 3 or 4 fold.
Yeah.
You'll retain more.
So I had a meeting today with the social media team, and I told them I was a slow reader, and they're all laughing. But I was like, hey, I treat these books like a textbook. I have to read, I have to highlight, I have to write in them, mark pages, or I won't comprehend it.
I don't have to highlight, but there's a lot of times where I have to read certain paragraphs like 3 times to fully understand it. Like I'll start reading the next paragraph, and I'm kind of just like,
Yeah, I'm the same way.
What
I think it's safe to say we all have dyslexia.
that I just
yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I read slow, and I tell them, I was like, hey guys, you don't have to read the book overnight, but read it, learn it, understand it, highlight, mark it up. Like that's the only
I'd
way
be
I
finished by
learn, so.
now if I didn't have to read a couple paragraphs 3 times.
You got it.
I'd be finished by now.
But I'm super excited for this facility, even though we just got into it. Great move over. The full team jumped on, and everyone. It was all hands on deck every single day during the weekend. It was awesome to see. I was very. My dad was very impressed. I was very impressed. My brother was impressed. It was a lot of excitement, but a lot of hard work to everyone get over here and get everything going. And a big shout out to our tech team who was here Saturday and Sunday early, making sure everything was operating. Here again, helping all the people because we have some technology challenged staff, and I'm one most days, and my dad is definitely one too. But we were fully operational, ready to go, and I don't think we missed a beat.
Things are super smooth.
And we're just adding on to the facility too. We're adding little things to make the customer experience better every day.
I mean, you can walk through the facility now, and
Yeah.
it's technicians, customers.
Yeah, so you want to get your
salespeople,
steps in too.
They all are happy, smiling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean steps.
Yeah.
I mean,
Big on
I had to run up. I had to run to the billing office 4 times in a row the other day. I think it took me 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think I had about 8,000 steps in just making those.
I mean, the hallway here is
I was just going to
crazy.
say that
yeah.
first thing my dad said when I got home after you guys had your fixed op meeting, he just goes, the hallways. He's like, you got to see the hallways. And I'm like, that's what stood out to you the most was the giant hallways. I'm like, that's really what it was. But yeah.
Well, we were all like, when we first had the key, obviously, like, what the heck did they build these hallways so big?
Yeah.
Then
Well,
we
they
get
were
here.
wide. These are
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, this one's just like
super long.
Yeah. Now it's 100-foot like putting. You know,
We can have a
some
putting
real putting
competition,
contests.
We're really on this golf thing.
Yeah. Well,
Golf is life.
Yeah, James and golf go hand.
Oh, my wife loves that I play golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says go every single day.
Yeah, she does, and hopefully this is on the podcast, so because she listens.
Oh, we're gonna send it right to her.
She loves to listen to it, and she's gonna comment immediately about how much she loves that her husband plays golf.
So, Nicky, we got anything else today, or?
No, that's really it because it was just about how the move went, how operating is going out of it. So unless there's anything else you can think of off the top of your head,
I mean,
about the operations, but
the one
that's
thing
really
I could
it.
say is, even if you just got your car at the other facility, you just serviced, please come check out our new facility. We want to welcome you. We want to show you around. We're super proud of it. We want everyone to enjoy it just as much as we are. Our team wants to see you. And seriously, just come check it out, drive by, and come say hello to James and his team. They're more than welcome to have you, even if you haven't been here yet. Everyone's welcome, and it's for you. It's for the community. So,
Here. I couldn't said it better myself.
perfect.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and follow us at Healey Brothers on all social platforms.